Anthony Edwards led Team USA men's basketball to a 104-83 win over Puerto Rico Saturday to finish up group play a perfect 3-0 and secure the #1 overall seed entering the Final 8 single elimination portion of this Olympics. Edwards scored 26 points, one of 6 players in Stars and Stripes to score in double digits. Joel Embiid, 15, Kevin Durant, 11, LeBron James filling up the score sheet with 10, 8, and 6. Now, 2 other teams finished group play at 3-0, but Team USA's plus 64 point differential was well better than Germany or Canada. And for more on Team USA's quest for gold in men's basketball, we say hello to CBS Sports basketball analyst John Gonzalez. John, what are your big takeaways, not just from Saturday's win, but really as the group stage as a whole for where Team USA is right now?
Yeah, my big takeaway was we were probably nitpicking them too much. Certainly we were on the Beyond the Arc podcast, where you're looking for little things. You're questioning Steve Kerr and his rotations. Or I know a lot of people were down on Joel Embiid and Steph Curry. But ultimately, when you look at this team, even when they started slow like they did today against Puerto Rico, and then they just pull away, they're just so loaded that even if they have an off night offensively, defensively, every single one of those guys, minus, say, Booker now and again, Steph, Halliburton is an awesome defender as well. So they're in a really good position, Russ. I think, they didn't lose an exhibition game in the run-up to the Olympics. They haven't lost a game in the Olympics. As you mentioned, they have the biggest point differential. They're the best team. That's the takeaway.
Fair enough. Look, Kevin Durant missed all those tune-up games with a calf injury. Not only did he jump in at full speed in Paris, but the team actually seems pretty transformed since KD got in there. I know they didn't lose in the exhibition games, but goodness me, South Sudan had them down to the wire. What's the secret sauce that KD seems to bring to this group?
He's experienced in international play, right? I mean, he's the men's all-time leading scorer for Team USA. Lisa Leslie today tweeted out an early preemptive congratulations to him because he's going to pass her as Team USA's leading scorer, men's or women's, in the next game. And also today, he passed Carmelo Anthony as the team's leading rebounder in history. He's been there. He's done that. He understands the international game, the FIBA rules. The Olympic stage, obviously not too big for him. And he can play at both ends of the floor. So it unlocks a lot of things for this team. And I think he fits so well with LeBron James. LeBron James decided, Russ, at 39 years old, hey, still my team. I'm going to handle this. Everybody get in line. I'm going to point you in different directions. But when he's not on the floor, it's KD, right? So to have that redundancy between those two guys, it just makes Team USA, I think, next to unbeatable. It would take an absolute catastrophe for this team not to win it.
Well, one thing I'll say is that teams playing against them, especially this Brazil squad in the quarterfinals, nothing to lose. Kind of like Puerto Rico, who came into that third game of the group stage knowing that that was their last game of this Olympics, and they actually made it kind of interesting early on. It was 44-41 before USA really pulled away. So what about a team like Brazil in the quarterfinals? They're obviously going to be massive underdogs, but what would scare you, I guess, if you're a fan or a watcher of Team USA in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, just to go back to the Puerto Rico thing, they had a good first quarter, right? And that can happen. But it's going to be very difficult for a team like a Puerto Rico, or in this instance coming up, a team like Brazil, to play 4 really good quarters against Team USA and really give them a run. What would scare me about Brazil? Not much. I mean, we were going through the roster right before we went on camera, and I'm looking at it now, you've got Bruno Caboclo. He's the guy who was 2 years away, famously, from being 2 years away. He played pretty well the other night. They've got Gui Santos and Cristiano Felicio. Raul Neto's an NBA player. They've got some nice pieces, but this is not a team that you look at and go, oh man, this is a scary team. All the scary teams, by the way, are on the other side of the bracket. The Team USA is not only the best team in this competition, but they drew the best draw. Now, that's part of a luxury when you're the #1 seed and you have the biggest point differential. But there was a world where they could have ended up with perhaps Germany and Greece on their side of the bracket. They're not. They're on the other side against Canada and France. So really, not only Brazil should be a walk for Team USA, but not to say Serbia and Australia won't present problems. Both of those teams are good teams, and they'll give them a good game. But it's definitely the easier side of the bracket.
Look, Tuesday you got 8 teams, 4 games. USA, Brazil's 3:30 Eastern. Which of those quarterfinals should we go out of our way to watch?
Yeah, it's Canada and France. I mean, we talk about styles making fights, right? This is going to be fascinating because Canada, their guard play is exceptional. Their guards and their wings, they've got SGA, who was finished second in the MVP this year. Just one of the transformational young pieces